Number 8. I want to thank the chairman, Rick Godinez. I want to thank Vicente and make sure that he gets elected. I know you will be, but we can't take anything for granted. And I actually have a twin brother, Julian, that was with me yesterday.
Yeah!
And we made our way up from San Antonio to San Marcos to Austin to Williamson County to Dallas and now here in Edinburgh, Texas. And you know what? How do you like the turnout so far? Don't let anybody ever say that the Valley does not vote, because you all have been showing up and turning out since voting started a few days ago. Now, you know what the stakes are in this election. Let me tell you a little story. You remember when Donald Trump started his campaign about 16 months ago, and he came down that escalator at Trump Tower, and he stood there at the podium, and he started his campaign off with a slander against immigrants from Mexico, calling them rapists and murderers and criminals. I heard that as somebody, a grandson of a woman who came here when she was 6 years old. My grandmother came here from Coahuila, Mexico, with her younger sister. My grandmother was not a murderer or rapist. She was an orphan. My grandmother came here because both of her parents had died around the time of the Mexican Revolution. And the closest relatives that could take in her and her younger sister were not in Coahuila, but were in San Antonio, Texas. That's how my family ended up in San Antonio. But my grandmother, like many people in her generation, never had much of a formal education. In fact, she never made it past elementary school. She did everything that she could, her and her family, to get by most of her childhood and all of her adulthood. She worked as a maid and a babysitter and a cook. At times, she and her family worked in the fields, doing everything that she could to give my mom, who was her only child, a better chance in life than she had had. And you all know here in the Valley that that is the story of so many of our families who have worked so hard and not asked the government for much at all, who put their heads down, don't complain, and do the hard work that powers this economy and this country. And you know, it's special to be here because my wife Anna is from Alton, Texas. She was a Mission Eagle, and I saw my father-in-law is here. My father-in-law Fernando is here somewhere. And so we're always very proud to come here. In a few weeks, in fact 2 weeks from now, I'll be back. We're going to baptize my son, who's 9 months. His name's Roman Victor, at San Martin de Porres Church in Alton. And I want you to think about this when we think about our choice. I want you to remember what as Democrats we have stood for throughout our history. And that is making sure that this is a country of opportunity for everyone, no matter the color of your skin or your last name or how well you speak English, whatever it is, we have made sure that this is a country of opportunity. And think about it this way. Think about it this way. When we think about the stakes of this election, 50 years ago, for all of the challenges that we face in the United States, 50 years ago, if you asked somebody who was living in Latin America or Asia or Europe or anywhere else around the world, where on earth they would want to go if they were going to leave their home country, 50 years ago, the answer was the United States of America. If you ask that question today, thanks to all the millions of hardworking Americans and the fact that we have had a great transformational president in President Barack Obama, if you ask that question today, the answer is still the United States of America. All of us together, when we think about who we put into the state legislature, the Congress, and most definitely the Oval Office, and we need to make sure that Donald Trump doesn't get anywhere near the White House. We have to make sure, it's up to us to make sure that when you ask the question 50 years from now, where somebody would want to go if they were going to leave their home country, that the answer is still our beautiful country, the United States of America. May God bless you. Please do everything that you can. Get everybody out to vote. Email everybody you can. Get on social media, Facebook folks. And on election night, my brother and I have this vision, and he was sharing it yesterday, that all of us will be watching CBS and NBC and Univision and Telemundo, but then at about 9 o'clock at night, we're going to turn it on to Fox News. We're going to catch the moment on Fox News. We're going to catch the moment on Fox News when the anchor Brett Baer says to Karl Rove, who's sitting next to him, Karl, I'm sorry to tell you this, but Texas's 38 electoral votes are going to help the first female president of the United States, Hillary Clinton. Thank you. Best of luck.
Thank you, guys, and let's not forget,